Alright, hello. And oops. Welcome back. I'm currently working on kottefolket, and currently working on making like a kind of like a release. Well, not full release, whatever, but just a way to package the game so that you can so that I can upload it and share it, basically. So right now I'm trying to automate this a little bit so that we can read in the project, all the project files that are required, all the assets and everything, package those, and put out some kind of zip file or something like that. So right now I'm in this tool package thing, and I'm reading in the project file, which has like the index.json has all the files that are describing the project, basically. And so we need to copy those over to a directory, and I have this thing, asset index here, which I have an iterator which iterates through all the files. And so here I have the actual path that we can use for each file, and then I need to copy the file over to the correct place. So also, I think before we actually do anything, I think target directory needs to be cleaned out. So I think that so we probably want to like delete it if it doesn't exist yet. No, current working directory, delete, out directory, and I guess this could then get an error. Let's do like this, and the error could be something. They're not empty. File not found. Wait, they're not empty. Oh. Do we have to like recursively? Oh, I see. Here's to delete a directory recursively use delete tree. Okay, so let's use delete tree instead. Tree. Yeah. Okay. Whether subpath describes a symlink file directory, this function removes it. If it cannot be removed because it was a non-empty directory, this function recursively removes its entries, then try again. Okay, cool. This operation is not atomic. Okay, fine. Let's just try this. And also I want to check like if it doesn't exist, what happens? I don't know, I guess we'll try it and see. So let's not catch the error. Let's just delete the tree. Try that. And then we will open it. Actually, I think we need to create it first. As well. create. Subpath after creates parent directories with default permissions as necessary to ensure that subpath exists. I see. So this is like if you provide a deep path and some of the parents does not exist yet, it's gonna create those as well. Cool. So there we go. And then we open that up and now we're ready to use it. So we basically clean it first, create it, and now we can use it. So now let's copy over some stuff then. So also over here, we also need to create some, we need to create actually, so that's the target there. Let's also have the data. Yeah, sure. Let's do like data. No, this would be a target directory, and then open subpath is gonna be data. Access subpaths. I mean, I'm debating whether to do this or just use the targeter with nested stuff instead. Let's do that. And then we also have the project. So target project directory is gonna be the data directory and then project. I'm gonna rename it project data directory. Okay. So now we have all those things, and over here I'm going to, oh yeah, also we need to create these directories as well. Let's actually let's do like, yeah, because we could just do targeter, creator, path, data. So this is the data sub path. Project sub path. And we create this directory. And then over here we have target data there, where we create the project subpath. There we go. So now we should have all the directories created there as well. Okay. Now, these should go into the project path, so target project directory. Is there like a copy file? Yes, there is. The question is, can the source file be absolute? I'm gonna guess it can. Yeah, I think it can. They can be absolute. I don't think there's an issue with that. So, I believe this is an absolute path. Maybe. Yes, I think it is. Okay. And so we can use normalized path is the source path, and then the destination directory. Wait. Okay. Well, that's gonna be target project, and the destination path is going to be. I mean, yeah. Now we have to understand what is the destination path, which is going to be the relative path. That's gonna be the relative from the project directory, or to the project directory. So there's like the path relative and current working directory. This is going, wait, what? Returns non-absolute path from to other than memory cache pure function. Each result to the same path. Zero length string is returned. Why do we need current working directory? Oh, to get like these paths. Okay. Wait, but what is from is absolute. I guess it takes over. So from, I think, is from, I think, is normalized to project dir environment map. Current work directory is going to be. I think I could just put project dir here because. Yeah, that should be fine, I think. And then we get the relative path. We'll do a dry run first, actually. So I'll just log this out. So we've got like normalized path. Relative path. Okay, we got the relative path, and then we need the target path. Is going to be, I guess it's going to be like the target Well, it's just going to be the relative path, actually, I think. Yeah, so this needs to be the relative path. IO and copy file options, which I'm not sure what it's going to be, but there we go. Now we have a kind of like a dry run going here. I'm going to remove this function because it's copied from another project where we don't really need this. Let's see. We might need re-JSON, I'm not sure. All right. Okay. I'm trying to do a weird thing here as well. So I added a step to the build file. And I'm trying to do this here. I don't really know if this is gonna work. I'm trying to kind of use the target that's already used. Maybe there's another one we can use. Because this one is like target. But this requires a resolved target. I just want to reuse the host, the host operating system that is compiling. Because so I need to compile this because I'm gonna run it. I guess well, I guess it doesn't actually matter that much. I'm kind of thinking that this is supposed to be. It doesn't matter. Let's just do targets. Optimize. We don't need to optimize. We can just keep it as it is. But we don't need like debugging stuff. But I guess release. I don't know. Let's just do debug. That's probably the fastest compilation. So the idea is we call this build step, which will then package the thing. So this is the executable where we take this package file. It's gonna run this. It's gonna do all this stuff here, copy files and do stuff, and then and zip some file. Maybe that's gonna happen. I'm not sure if that's gonna happen in here. If we can archive through the build system, I'm not sure. Or we just do it in this tool, everything in the tool. Because the build system does have like, it can detect like, okay, the source files, the input source files for this step has been changed. So now you need to rerun these steps. So it has a kind of like a nice pipeline built in sort of, where you can build up a pipeline of steps that will depend on each other. And if one of those steps needs an update, then it's gonna trickle down and trigger an update through the whole pipeline further down. So that's pretty cool, but I'm not sure, you know, if we're gonna use it that much right now. But that's a nice option that you can use. But we have this package, and then you have this package command. We can add the arguments, and we add the steps. So this is actually then saying that, hey, you can, if you type sig build package, we're gonna run this. We're gonna build a package tool we're gonna run it, and if you depend on other things, it's gonna run those or build those as well. So here we're depending on the actual executable for the main program, and it's gonna build that first before it's running the package executable. So we can be sure that we actually have a fresh build that we can copy over to for the release or for the package here. Yeah, and yeah, so now if we type build package, it's going to build, and we're gonna run into some compiler errors. Expected found constant. Okay. So there's something wrong with our allocator over here. This needs to be a mutable. Fine. And error union is ignored. Yes, let's do a try. Valid string format S for wait, where is this happening? Okay, F reference trace. Main package 666. Oh. I see. So wait, so this could be an error? Right, because it's allocating. Okay, sure. Okay, there we go. So so normalized path is actually not, it's actually not an absolute path. That's fine, I guess. So what we then can do, so it's already relative, so we don't actually need to calculate a relative path. Okay. So what we're gonna do, hey Blue, what's up, what's up? How's it going? So we need to copy actually then from the project directory, or the project, wait. Oh, it's just dir. We should probably rename this. So this is the project dir path, and this is the actual project dir here. Okay. Right. And now this should also be using the same path. But now we're actually trying to copy though. I'm gonna do this for now there. Yeah, so now we have all these files. All of these are gonna be copied over, but these are only the JSON files. For things like texture, sound, and yeah, we have this music as well. But fonts, all these that have like these kinds of assets like texture, sounds, music, and fonts need to also be read as a JSON, and then we need to they will need to be read as a JSON, and then we need to get the actual file path of the texture and all that, and then we can, because that's going to be absolute, I'm pretty sure, and we need to normalize that, and then we can copy that over as well. But we need to copy these files as well, so we're copying over this. So let's just see if this works. I'm not sure what's over here. Make path. We don't. Well, yeah, that should be true actually, because they can have different paths. Permission is replace true. Okay, yeah. That's gonna be good. Do you use the build system instead of C import now to add clibs? Yes, so in 0.16, in Zig 0.16, you have to now use translate C to import C stuff. For this project though, I didn't actually need to do that because I am using a bindings library for Raylib. And I'm not using any other C libraries, so I don't need to do that. But if you're using like just straight up Raylib as a, like the original Raylib with no bindings, you have to, I think you have to use translate. No, actually, wait a minute. The original Raylib does actually have a build.zig in it, so I'm not actually sure now how to actually import that with 0.16. I have to investigate that. From where did you learn game dev? Just random resources on the internet and a lot of trial and error. Like a lot of things when it comes to development is like you just have to sort of try, and because oftentimes the things that you want to do is like if you can't, like the thing is like if you can't find a resource that kind of explains exactly how to do it exactly how you want it to work, then you have to make it yourself. So it's like so that's where you end up a lot of times, and you have to kind of realize that there might not be a resource out there that will teach me exactly how to do this exact thing that I'm trying to do. So I have to kind of that's where you have to learn like problem solving and doing things like that. But otherwise, if I'm trying to implement, as we did the camera system, I was googling, hey, 2D camera system implementation examples. How do you deal with boundaries? Like reading discussions on forums and just trying things out. I think a good also thing to learn is like vectors, like vector maths is a really nice thing to know, because that's gonna be a lot of things you're gonna do with that. But yeah, otherwise it's just normal programming, problem solving stuff. I'm just gonna grab a cup of coffee. But yeah, I mean, I'm by no means a seasoned game dev, so like take my advice with a big pinch of salt as well. And yeah, but just following like tutorials, picking up pieces here and there. I think though what most have taught me is just to start, like, just try to build something, and if you get stuck somewhere, try to find solutions, try to Google it, try thinking about a solution. That's usually where my projects like ended, is like I get stuck on some problem, like I want it to work this way, but I can't because I'm stuck on this issue or this weird bug or something like that. And sometimes you have to cut your losses as well, like that's also like a skill as well. Like it's like, well, it can't maybe I can't make it perfect, so I would have to just live with this issue or find another way to kind of solve the issue or something like that. But instead of doing that, I just gave up and tried something like an entirely new project every time. So I have a lot of experience when it comes to like starting up new projects. But actually finishing like an actual project, I don't have a lot of experience with. Hello, Tsaraki. What's up? Welcome. Welcome to Game Devlog, Metroidvania. So yeah, we're building the kind of like a release package script here, or a tool to do that. Here we're actually now copying the files. So let's. What we could do actually, we could say copied this file. Oh, we get an error. Copy file error union is ignored. Right. All right, so we have a bunch of copy files. So let's check out the dist folder. Oh, okay, so this actual. I'm gonna remove this. Oh, okay, this is also an issue because the target operating system is like Linux. Actually, I need to specify that it's Windows here. The problem though, and then of course optimize is gonna be release fast. Okay. Yeah, now we get this Windows folder. But the thing is, I probably remove. I just probably need this port here. Why do we need like all this crap over here? I don't know, whatever. But let's check this out. So we got the data, we got projects, and here's all the files. Cool. We also need to copy over some other stuff as well. So we copy those. I'm gonna remove, okay, we copied that. Then we're gonna copy over the cache. We have the cache there. Like copy file, can you copy like a directory? No, because it's open file. Cache there. We want to be able to, I think we want to be able to iterate on those. Because we want to. Actually, you know what? Do we even need the cache? Like, what is that used for? I'm not sure if we even use this. It is used. Okay, this is where we keep the index. But I think the index JSON is the only thing we need from there. So, yeah, so actually, the cache dir. Actually, then we do need to do this. target caster let's just move all this up here. No. Target project directory. We want to create a cache subpath, and then target caster we want to have here. Cache is Let's just actually do this. Create and open dir. Why JSON and not SON? Now the thing is the reason is that the editor that I'm building, the idea with that editor is that it's like game engine agnostic. So that's why it's exporting data in a JSON format, because that's very, you know, a lot of languages has like built-in JSON support. So you don't necessarily have to use Zeg with my editor. You can use any implementation, although, you know, that's the idea. So that's why I chose JSON, although my engine is the only one that's using it, of course. But, you know, if I, for some reason in the future, would like to change to some other language or whatever, I can implement the same thing in that language, and I will still be able to import the JSON files. No, source dir. So this would be a directory. And then subpath. And this gives us a dir. Herder. And this would be source dir, create dir path, subpath. This is going to be the dir. And we don't close it, we return the dir. Actually, yeah, we just do that. We can even add the open options. All right. So now we can say it's not going to be that much of a difference here, but we can say target data dir, create and open dir, source is target dir, subpath is data subpath, open options empty. There we go. So I guess, yeah, instead of doing this, we do create and open. We need IO as well, right? Yeah. And this one. Hello, Arsad Sami, what's up? Okay, a little bit more thirsty. Okay, so cacher, we need to copy the index subpath. Is gonna be index.json, I believe. I'm just gonna double check this. File name, index.json file name is index.json, yes. And then we also need project.json, I believe. Let's copy that over as well. Project subpath, project.json subpath. All right. So let's do cacher, index subpath. Destination there will be target cacher. Destination path, same path. IO options. Sure, it's not gonna be a thing there, but anyway. So we copy over the index.json file, we copy over all the asset.json files, we copy over the project.json subpath as well, which I believe is over there. I'm just gonna double check that as well. That's the project directory, yes. Cool. So that now we have all those. Okay, so what's missing now is the assets, the actual assets, like the actual textures and sounds and everything. Those I will have to go in here and basically read if the file is a texture, sound, font, or music file, then I need to read the JSON file, open it up, read it, get the file name of the asset, and then also take that path, copy that into the project path as well. And also, actually, at the same time, actually, you know what? There's got to be two paths here because we need to rewrite the paths as well. I just realized. We need to rewrite, actually, we need to rewrite the paths here as well. No, wait, the index.json file has, I think, relative paths, so that should be fine, actually. I'm pretty sure it has relative. Where is that? I think it's like index.json. Yeah, those are relative. And then if we look at one of the textures, we can see that this is actually an absolute path. But that's fine. So we have two different ways of dealing with this. I'm going to say if, actually, let's do copy asset and we need some other stuff as well. I'm gonna do that copy asset. We need allocator. We need IO. We need a project. Let's put it over here. Projector. The projector, I'm not sure if we needed that to be... No, we don't need it to be a pointer, that's fine. Why does the iterator always need to be var and not const? Because it needs to be mutable in order to... Usually they keep like around like an index to be able to know where to pick up when you call next again. So you call next, it increases its index, and then you call next again, it will increase it again. Some iterators might not need it, but like if you're reading maybe from a streaming source or something, maybe you don't need a mutable iterator there. But if you're like iterating through a list, or in this case like a bunch of files, then yeah, it needs to be mutable. Usually they need to be mutable. Because if they're const, you can't change the fields of the struct. Everything is frozen, basically. Except for if you have a pointer that points to a mutable, then you can still change that but you cannot change the pointer itself to point to something else. Unless the struct is mutable. I'm not sure if that cleared it up for you. Please go ahead and ask any questions if you have any, and I will answer to the best of my abilities. Target project, right? So we need like, so this will be the source-dir. Sure, let's call this the source-dir, and then target-dir. And actually, we probably want a convenience function here. Copy relative path. Yeah, let's do allocator as well, because we probably want that to be copy. Let's just say copy file. Source-dir, target-dir, and subpath. Allocator. So we normalize the path. And we do this. log it out as well. Yeah. And so copy asset. We're gonna do something here. But now here we can say copy file, allocator, source there is going to be cache there, target is going to be target cache there, file is going to be index subpath. And now we can remove all this. And then here we're going to have projector to target projector. And it's going to be project JSON subpath. Delete all this. All right. Understood what you meant. Okay, cool. All right. So copy asset. So depending on the type of asset, we're gonna do two different things. So if it's a texture, sound, music font, we're gonna open it and copy. We're gonna copy both the JSON file and the referenced asset file. But if it's not, then we're just gonna copy the JSON file. So essentially, the how it works is that all textures, sounds, and music, and all that, all asset files, they have a corresponding JSON file which describes where it's the texture that is located. So when you import a texture in with the editor, it will create a JSON file for the project that describes where the file is located, and the file also gets an ID, so you can reference it through an ID instead of referencing it through like a path. Because then if you move the file, it's gone. And then it won't work because the editor has no way to know where it went. So you have to like re-import it, I guess. Actually, yeah, I don't have a way to do that. But anyway, you can move the files around, or the JSON files you can move around as well, because they get like an ID that you can get their path in. So if you move a file in the editor, that file will still, all the references will still be correct because they reference an ID and not the path. And then the path is stored in an index file, which is then constantly updated if you move files around or create files or delete files. And that is also the file we use to be able to know which are all the files in the project, essentially. I mean, maybe even the index file should keep track of all the asset paths as well. If we need to have that, I don't know. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Also, it's gonna be a bit tricky though, because if you have a bunch of assets in different locations, if they are not in the same locations, you can have like name collision problems. Whatever. The way I'm using it is not going to be an issue right now, so I'm just going to do this here. But there's going to be an interesting thing to think about in the future. Maybe in the future, instead of we could have like maybe an option that will make the project copy the texture files and all that instead of just referencing them. So they get copied into the project folder, so that we get full management over those. But anyway, that's for the future. Copy asset. So I guess the only thing we really need is to check if if needs copy. I don't even know how to properly say this. Needs or has more content, I guess, maybe we could say. I don't know. Has file reference, I don't know. Has assets, has file reference, I don't know really what to call this. Needs to copy inner assets. It's so weird, but yeah. And then we simply need the subpath to be able to understand if we do need to do that or not. And if we do need to do that, then we're going to do copy inner assets. And here we do need the same kind of business here. Now we don't really, I mean the source there does not actually make sense here. So we're just gonna have a target directory. And then the asset path. And then that's gonna have to figure out how to deal with that. Okay, and then we're also gonna copy the actual asset as well, or the actual like JSON file, because this is really like an asset JSON file, you could say, and this is the actual asset that we're copying here. All right, so let's make this function. So how do we determine this? Well, we just look at the extension of the asset path. Extension is going to be path extension path or asset path. Okay, and then if the extension is either texture.json or something like that, then we know what it is. So I don't think we have those stored like anywhere. Texture, we have this. I guess I could just copy this. It's kind of weird because I don't want to reference source files. Probably what I want to do is extract the asset index functionality out into a library, make it more generic, and then reference it from both places. But I can't really be asked to do that right now. But there we go. Here's the thing. I'm gonna say this is a document tag, yes, or asset type. Is this even used? I don't think so. It's an asset type. And I guess we have all these others as well. I mean, really, these are what we actually need here. So we got a scene timeout, entity type, animations, texture, sound, music. Okay, so we got all of them. Wait, but the problem though is that these. Yeah, that's the actual asset type there. We could probably also say like from path. Oops, I was recording a macro. Then we need to do like inline for. Oh, first we need to get the extension. Inline for. And then this is gonna be the tags of asset type. We get a tag, and we're gonna say tag extension. It's gonna be get file extension tag. And if they are equal, then we return tag. I'm just gonna say unreachable here. Or we do like, we can return null. And what the hell is this JSON type? Oh yeah. Actually, we don't really need these other ones. We don't need scene, tile map, enter type, animations. We just need texture, sound, music, font. Okay. And I don't, yeah, we also, no, we don't need these. We don't need you, we don't need you, we don't need you. Okay, what we do need is we need texture JSON. We need these. Which really I should generalize this into one type because they are all the same. Also, I'm not sure why this is the only one that has 0 terminated string, but whatever. Alright, so here are those. We also need UUID, which I think I need to copy this actually. But then we need, wait, why do we need this? Oh. No, I think, yeah, the UUID is actually, it's a string, but we're serializing it into its number. But I don't think we really need to worry about that actually. We can just say that this is we can just say it's a string. We don't really need to do anything with that. I'm not even sure what we are, whoops, this is the wrong place to change. Here we are. I'm not even sure what we need this for. I don't think we need it. Because the JSON file stores this as a string, and then when we parse it in the game, it's actually parsed in as we convert it into a number. Like a U128, I think. But when we copy the files, we don't really need to worry about that. Okay. So, right, we get the extension. We don't actually need the extension like this now. So what we can do is we can say asset type is going to be asset type from path. And then we can say, yeah, we simply, actually, we can just return if this is not null. Because you know what? This can actually be a thing like this, because we defined it to be only this 4, which are the only ones we care about, right? And so if we return a optional asset type, that means we can just return this. And if we get it, we get the asset type out here, which means we can pass it in here as well, so that we already have this information. And now we can do this IO blah 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 blah, and the asset type we get there as well. Even though we could derive it from the path, technically you can call this and have the wrong path for the wrong asset type or whatever. I figure since we already have the path or the type, we could just send it in. But anyway, so now the path is going to be absolute. No, wait, this is the answer. Right, we need to read the JSON file, right? So the JSON file, we need to read the JSON. And the JSON file that we need is going to be asset type, JSON type. And then the IO, we have the allocator, we have the dir, which doesn't actually matter. We can pass it because it's absolute path. Actually, it does matter because, yeah, that's the source dir. We need, yeah, okay, sorry. We're trying to read the JSON, and now we get the path. So now we actually get the texture. We get one of these depending on the asset type. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna add a convenience function here, get file path for all of them, so we don't have to actually do some weird switch or whatever. All right. So now we can say get file path, and we get the file path. So this is the asset file path. This is the inner asset path. Is it Python? No, this is Zig. Hello, Ikromyon Komilyanov. Welcome. Are you into game dev as well? Okay, so we got the path. Now this is the texture, sound, whatever, file absolute path. We also need to normalize that. So normalized path, inner asset path. All right, and then we need to actually, we don't really need to deinitialize this because we're using an arena. Doesn't matter. Actually, yeah, because it doesn't even efficiently do anything significant. So yeah, it doesn't actually matter in this case. So anyway, copy in your asset. Now the question is, how do we determine the target path? Because this path has no relation to the original, to the project directory. It's actually located in a separate path, a separate directory, and there's no like root directory to choose from there. So it's like, how do we turn this into a unique path in the in the target directory. We could just, I mean, one very simple way is just to take the file name and just use that and put it in like a unique like sub, or just put it in the same folder as the JSON file. Or we could perhaps encode the whole file path, like the episode path, in the file name somehow. That could also be how we could do it, perhaps. That could lead to very long file names, though. I don't know. Let's just do the very naive thing and just take the actual file name, like the base name. So base name is going to be, well, actually, let's see. So we want to copy file. Oh, this is going to be, let's see, the source directory. It doesn't matter because it's going to be an no, we can't use copy file. We have to do this. We have to do like source dir copy file. Source path is normalized path. This is an absolute path, so it's gonna. It doesn't matter what the source dir is. The destination dir does matter, and the destination path now is what we need to calculate somehow. And the IO copy file make path is true. All right, so the destination path. I'm just gonna take the base name of the normalized path. Okay. So there could potentially, if you were using it another way, there could potentially be issues there. But there's not, because this is just for this game, so it doesn't actually matter. Yeah. I'm probably gonna do some type of yeah, we probably need to do some type of functionality in the actual editor to rewrite, because we need to rewrite the paths now for okay, my brain stopped working there. Yeah, so now we have the destination path. What I want to do is I want to return a string which corresponds to the relative path that we have here. So we actually want to return the destination path. Now it's going to live because we never deinitialize this, so that's fine. And so now we get the it's going to be like a modified path here, or new path. And what we need to do here actually is this. So when we copy the file, if it's an inner asset file, we actually need to like rewrite this inner asset as well. Actually, we need to return this whole JSON file as well. Let's return a tuple of the JSON type. Wait, will this even work? This has to be comp time, no. The JSON type is the first one. Actually, this is a JSON parsed. We could just return the JSON type, that's fine. And then we also return the string, which is the destination path. So now we can return two values. We return the JSON value, and then we also return the destination path. Okay. So actually we get the JSON, and then we also get the, which I want to make mutable, and then we get the destination path. Actually, we could just, you know what? Instead of doing that, what we can do is we could just return the JSON type actually with the modified value. So JSON value. Oh, then we need like a set. Now we need a set file path as well. I'm just going to do this. And do our font. Music. Sound. Set file path to destination path. And I believe if we do target dir real path, that is going to give us an absolute file path. Wait, out buffer, real path file. IO subpath allocator. I'm gonna call it this the absolute path. All right. No, that doesn't work. We can't have an absolute path if we're gonna like release it. That doesn't work. That does not work. We have to actually, it has to be a relative path. So we need to make sure that this is actually the project. I think it is. So yeah. Actually, yeah. So then we could just do destination path. That's fine. Right, and now we get the JSON, and we now, instead of copying the file, we actually just need to actually create a new file with this JSON as a content. So we need to open the. Let's just have like write JSON. JSON to asset path, target dir. Alright. Target dir file path. Whoops. Oh, so you can't have Unicode in the source code. It doesn't look good. Oh, return. We don't return anything. Okay. Let's just call it dir. Fine. Dir create file. IO file path flags. Truncate is true. All right. File. So we got the file, and then we try. We get the writer. Are these deprecated or? Equivalent to creating a stream writer, writing us. Okay, so this is a convenience thing. Okay, cool. So let's just do this. Writer all. Let's, and the bytes is, no, wait, this doesn't work. I need to print this. Okay, sure. Let's just create a, let's just make a writer here. Writer. We need a buffer. And writer interface print. JSON format JSON. So you need to be mutable, I think. Yeah. And then for file close. I think that's it. Oh yeah, the buffer we need to make into that. All right. Allocator is not needed. Okay, cool. Good. And of course we need to try that. So there we go. Instead of copying it over, we need to write the modified JSON file instead. All right. And I think that's it. Now we're copying the texture files and all that stuff. We are updating the paths of the stuff. Now the only thing that I'm worried about is when we actually read in the texture files, for example. And we store those in texture file names. I think we can assume that they are going to be as absolute. So what I'm gonna check is what we actually do here. So yeah, we don't actually use the root directory here. So we need to update this because we're assuming that this is absolute now. Maybe we can update here to actually store it absolute, like an absolute path. I see, this is also absolute, this file name here. Right, that is. So I need to update these to be able to work with the absolute files. Actually, what we need to do is we need to check if the file path is absolute. If it is absolute, we can do this. If it's not absolute, we need to join it with the project directory. So we need project directory here, because that is, yeah, we need that. I'm pretty sure we should have it here. Yeah. And we're gonna check if is absolute. If it is absolute, we don't need to do anything. If it's not absolute, we do need to modify it. So we need to say that this is going to be join normalized project like this. I'm gonna make this a normalize absolute path. Normalize to absolute path. So we can reuse this here. And this is the subpath. Or it can be absolute as well, but and then the root. Let's have the root there. This gives us another thing. And we essentially just do this. Turn normalized. But here, we actually need to free normalized. And what's interesting here is we actually modified normalized. So I'm gonna guess, I hope this will get, okay, I don't, actually, you know what? We could just return here. We can also, no, we need to normalize first. So we normalize, we check if it's absolute. If it's absolute, if it's not absolute, we join it with the router and return that. Otherwise, we just return the normalized. Yes. Okay. So now instead of doing all this, we can say normalized equals to normalized to absolute path allocator. Root there is project there. This is file name, and we need to of course try this. And there we go. So now we can just actually the file name is JSON data texture power path. And now we can change this around. And also I probably, yeah, this really is begging for a generalization here, but I'm not gonna do that right now. there's only 4 of them, so that's fine. Right, and then all of them needs projector as well. There we go. What kind of editor is this? This is NeoVim. Okay. Okay, so now we should handle both absolute paths and relative paths. If we go back here, I guess we can try now. Oh yeah, there's one more thing actually. We need the environment variables. We need to like set up the... So we're copying the assets, we're copying all that, we're copying the... we need one more file. We need the environment file, because that's gonna point to these directories to where the thing is. So this is going to be... So first, I'm gonna just say create env file in the target dir, because the target dir is the main. Yes, that's where we need it. And we don't really need anything else there. All right. So what we're gonna do here is, I mean, usage in Zig. I know what they mean. Wait, did I miss something? I'm not sure if I got all the chat messages there. It feels like I'm in the middle of a conversation that I didn't see. Or it's lagging or something, I don't know. Create env file. So we need to create an env file. So let's create the file. So let's do file is dir create file. Subpath is gonna be env subpath. Flags, don't need, and subpath is gonna be .env. Okay. So this should be a try, yes. Now we're gonna create the writer. Don't really need that much buffer, okay. And we're gonna write. Actually, we probably don't need. Actually, we could just do file write streaming all instead. And then these, the bytes. How did you do multi-string? I think it's like this. Right? Oh, let's remove that. So the project dir is going to be in Wait, how do you use... Can you interpolate here? I don't think so, right? Say standard in to say enter your name, standard error say not a number, standard out to say your age is 20. I get confused on how to use simple standard input and output to say multi-string. It's only 2? Okay, thanks. But I'm not sure if I even want to use multi-string, to be honest. Because I wanna have a variable here, but I'm not sure if I can. Zig multi-string interpolation does not have built. No, it doesn't have string interpolation, but it. I mean, okay, whatever. Let's. Yeah, what we could do is we could just say this, and then over here we can say okay, actually, you know what, let's create because these are comp time known, so you can do this, and then we can have this would be the data subpath plus the project subpath. So this would be like project path. I'm actually going to do this. Okay, that's the project path, and then we have the asset there is the same. The default scene is actually hard-coded. So this one we actually can just say it's this here. I don't remember what override scene means, but sure, let's add that in as well. And we're gonna close this file as well. Created.env. Or actually, there we go. Okay. Now let's do build package target x86 64 Windows optimize release fast. Yeah, I think that's it. Actually, oh, of course there's. Wait, why does it keep going? Well, I guess we could do this here. Multi-string for static only. Yeah, I really don't like the multi-strings in Zig. It's like, it's very rarely convenient. It's like only when you have maybe some very static data. And yeah, that is very seldom the case. Man, this is taking a long time. Oh, and there's also, well, this is okay. So the tools package JSON had an issue. Create and open there. Oh, and source there is going to be target data there, and this is going to be target project there. Okay, I believe I had this already here. Yeah. Another issue. Copy assets. Right. You need IO allocator, sourcer, targeter. Sourcer is projector. Target is target projector. And the path, and that's it. Expected 6, found 5. You need allocator, targeter. I see. All right, so we do actually need a source there on this one, yeah. All right. Okay, unable to resolve comp time value. Good. So, right. I mean, we could do. We get a runtime asset type here. We need to turn it into comp time. So how could we do that? We can. Oops. What we could do is we could switch on it and do like an inline else. Switch asset type, inline else, and you get the actual comp time version. And now we can move this up here. And this is now a comp time known asset type. Okay. And now we are at 246. Expected type, package text JSON, found const. Ah. So I guess we'll make this mutable. Expected that, found that. All right, let's get rid of that. Okay. There we go. And if we go up to textures, we can see that we are copying a bunch of stuff, but we didn't actually write out that we're copying the actual inner assets, though. We're copying it here, but we don't say that we copy it. So let's actually say that copied this. And but then we do write the JSON, which Wait. It just says copied here. We don't actually... Oh, I see. There could be something wrong with this, because of how the extensions are extracted. There could be like there's an extra dot or there's a dot missing. I'm just gonna log out both of these extensions and see. The first one is extension, another one is tag extension, and see which one is going wrong here. I should probably do a dry run. Oh, it's just .json. Oh. Right. Okay, what if we do memory? There should be a way to kind of read from the end. Cut prefix. No. Find. I want something that returns a string, like returns the original, like a slice. What the hell is this? Collapse repeat. Collapse consecutive duplicate elements in one entry. How do you do this without making a new string? Okay, whatever. That's not what we're thinking about. Okay, let's just do like index of last index. Is there a way to put position? So you can also do like split. You get an iterator. The problem is, like, I would like to have, because I think what you get out is just a, what you get out is like a string. But I would like the index, actually, because I want to have what about tokenize? Does that give you any different? No. You got a coding test at Disperse today. Okay. Is that a company that you've applied for, or? Okay, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's just do like, I want to find the index. We're gonna go do for path 0 to path length. We get I, and we're gonna say, actually we need to store like dots found. If path I, I'm gonna have j is gonna be path length minus I minus 1. If path j is equal to a dot, then dots found plus equals to 1. If dots found is 2, then we will... I mean, what you also could do is you could say last dot index is going to be index last index of a last index scalar of a dot. So that's the first dot, and then the second last dot is gonna be last index of scalar path, and then 0 to last dot I. I think that excludes the dot. And there we go. Now we have it. Okay. And then the extension is going to be path second last dot I. So I had this dry run so that we don't copy a bunch of files all the time, just testing this out. 89. Wait, what's the issue? Expected use size found optional. Right. So this could be optional. I guess if it's optional, this we return null, because then we can't match this with anything. Or I mean, if it's null. Okay, and there we go. Now we're... it looks like we're comparing the correct things now. Yeah. Great. So, let's set dry run to false. Oh, file not found. Let's see, was that the first? Okay, we're trying to copy. Well, we did copy fatality, but then file not found. 272. I have an inkling of where this is happening. Yeah. Whoops. Yes, company. Okay, congratulations, man. Awesome. That's pretty far into the process. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, you get a chance at least. Have you done any interviews? That's cool. All right, write JSON. What am I doing? Two 7.2. This failed. Yes, the file path. Yeah, that's the asset path. Wait, why do we get a file not found? We're trying to create a file. Is it because the... Oh, I need to do... Wait. Wait, where was the... I thought there was like a make path, true? Oh, because of copy file. So the copy file does have a make path, but this one does not. Okay, so create file. So actually then, so this doesn't have, wait, resolve beneath. What the hell does that mean? If supported by operating system path resolution would escape directly instead of, okay. Okay, so we need to create, potentially create the sub directory. So I'm gonna do create dir path dir name of file path. Okay. I see, this could be a null. Strip the last component from the path. If the path is finally current directory, returns null. So I see. So then we should do this actually, because we don't want to call this if we don't need to create anything. Wait, what do you mean? In the current directory? Yeah. So this would just mean, like, if it's relative in the current directory, it returns null. If it's a root path in the root directory, yeah, it returns null. So if we get one here, we get the dir name, and we can use the dir name here. Otherwise, we don't really need to create a path because the dir is already created. The dir. Now, man, I went to 1, but I was shit, so I left in 4 days. Oh, okay. What happened? Now I'm searching more, at least medium level kind of companies so they don't go bankrupt. Man, oops. Yeah, it goes fast for you, man. Okay, cool. There we go. So we're, yeah, you can see here when we encounter. Right, so now when we encounter these things, we only see that we copy the actual texture and we don't see the JSON file. So actually what I want to do is I want to say wrote or created file path. I should have done dry path, but whatever. Or dry run. There we go. Nice. So, okay, moment of truth now. The moment of truth, we go into this release place. Oh, I forgot one thing. The actual executable file. Okay. Yes, that it could be important. I'm going to then say executable subpath is going to be zig out bin and actually this depends on the target. Whatever. This is the only target I'm gonna allow right now, so I'll add a to-do here. Make this depend on the target. I mean, it's actually pretty simple because I just need to say built-in OS tag is equal to Windows, then it's exe. Otherwise, it's gonna be this. Okay, there we go. Now, we want to copy over that as well. So, copy file to target. Yeah, that's going to be from current working directory, so that's fine. So it's simply going to be IO current working directory, dir current working directory, copy file, source path is going to be executable subpath, destination dir is dir, destination path. Wait. Actually, I'm gonna do this then, and then I'm gonna do executable source dir path is going to be zig out bin. We don't need to make the path. And so I mean, I'm just gonna do source dir path plus this plus executable subpath. That's the source path, and then that's just gonna be the output. It's just gonna be that. There we go. All right. Any compiler errors? No? Moment of truth. Everything gets copied over. Boopity 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 boop. Okay. I should also say copied executable subpath. And yeah, we wanna make the archive as well. So once we have all the things, we wanna make the archive. So I would have to actually see how I can do that. Where does the module built-in come from? Yeah, it exists. It's like it comes from the compiler basically. It's the same with the standard library. So std and built-in are modules that always are available. Like if you type import, you also have like all your, of course, all your imported modules as well. But then you see also you have root, which always points to like the enter point of the program, which is also kind of nice to have maybe sometimes. I've tried to kind of find a nice way to use this, but it becomes complicated when you have multiple projects referring to the same files. So then the root is actually different depending on which project is importing the file. So importing root is, I don't know, it seems like it has kind of limited use. But I was trying to use it in order to kind of have, what do you say, like, because normally when you import files, the path, if you import like zig files like this, the path is always relative to your file that you're currently in. So there's no way of actually going like, having like an alias, for example, unless you could register a module. Then you have basically like an alias for like an absolute path, sort of. So that you can do actually, but yeah. But yeah, standard and built-in are always available here. Although what is interesting is like when you go to standard, things in here, when they import standard, they actually always import standard.zig, which is kind of interesting. Like if I go, let's see, let's go to a, I don't know, C subpath. When they import standard, they actually have to go back here to import standard.zig. I'm not sure why this is happening. Maybe there's a special thing where they can't actually import using the module system when it's the standard library itself. I don't know. I do know that when you do make a module yourself, it is possible to import your own module, I believe. For example, do I have like some kind of module in here that I can use? I'm not sure if I have actually. I don't think I have defined any modules in here, but I'm pretty sure if you define your own module, you can actually import that module in your own module. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong there. There might be some issues with circle dependency there, but anyway. Okay, cool. If we put dry run to true, I want to do like copy executable if not dry run, do that. And actually, same with in file. Yeah, if not dry run, do all this crap. Alright. So this won't actually copy anything, it would just print everything out. Cool. Okay, and now let's try without dry run. Okay, and now let's do the test. So we have all our files. I'm gonna check. What does this say? This says, wait, why are there no... Okay, this is not great. There should be new lines in here. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna... Okay, let's do it. Let's do it like this. Package, create, and... I'm just gonna add new lines. Actually, let's do new lines to start instead. Okay, but I'm not gonna rerun it. I'm just gonna go over here again. And we'll enter in these manually here for now. Okay. So, moment of truth. Can we now run the game? Oh, it's not... Okay, path is not absolute. Data project JSON. Cool. Great. That's good. We have to fix this issue. Load JSON file. Path is not absolute. So. I think that we should at least try to load it. So I'm not sure why I have this. Like, I think it was like a guard that was good to have before, but actually now let's try package again. Just see that it actually updates everything. So we're recompiling, copying over everything again, even though we don't need to. I guess there we could potentially have... Wait, it's running it even though the compilation isn't done? I was thinking for sure that it needs to wait for the compilation first. And then copy the file. But maybe... Okay, I do know that in the build system you can actually define a step that actually does copy things over. So we could potentially do that instead. Instead of copying it manually in the package tool, we could copy the file over to the thing. Because now we actually need to like manually copy this over here. That's fine. There we go. All right, let's go back and do this again, although now we need to do the mod. Okay. I'm gonna try it without release fast, just so it builds quicker. Man, why does it take so long? Okay, there we go. Dig out, spin, kottefolket, exist. that should... Okay, there we go. Apparently it... What JSON is this happening with, is the question. So there's a JSON file that is bad. I'm gonna guess it's probably one of these. Yeah, these are all null or 0. Okay. Whoops. Okay. So write JSON. If we're a dry run, are we dry run? No, we're not. We return. Otherwise, we should be writing the thing. So we created a file. We're writing to it. Oh, wait. Do we need to flush? I think we need to flush here. Maybe. Alright, let's flush anyway. Don't forget to flush, guys. Should know this by now. Do we have any other where we just read the file? No, we have copy, or I mean write. Write JSON. This thing essentially is flushing their file write streaming. All this does work. Alright, that's it. So there we go. Now I'm gonna change this around here so the package does not actually depend on the exe, because that doesn't work. It's weird. I thought for sure that it would wait for the compilation of the exe before it like ran the program. Do you have a step? No? Yeah, that's strange. Maybe we need to do this. We need to depend on the install step. Wait, how do you... Okay, now it's building before it's actually running the thing. Nice. I think. Yeah. Maybe. We should also... I'm not sure how we can maybe set the permissions there. Oh. Wait. It loaded the debug. Okay, so if we... But it works. Nice. If we don't have the override scene, I guess it would load... I'm confused. This has to be like load. This has to be this. Yes, these are all fine. Where is this going wrong? I wish the error could tell me which line this happened on. I mean, I guess I can just build with windows. What? Oh, maybe it was cached or something? I don't know. Hold on, maybe it's just this one scene. Maybe that's the issue. Because in main, we load in, we get like the scene name. The enter scene. What's weird though is that the override scene worked. But okay, we have the scene is either override or argument from arguments, or the enter scene from project options, which corresponds to an ID. Yes, good. Yeah, that's the ID. And then we get a file name. Which should be the same as before. And then we have the absoluted enter scene. Which we try to set it to. But that doesn't work because the product directory is not absolute anymore. Okay, I see what's going on. So we get the file name here. Although I am confused because it shouldn't like do it twice. That's strange. No, it does. No, it doesn't. It's not strange actually. But if the enter scene is not absolute, we append the product directory. We don't actually need to do this, I don't think. So I'm just gonna do this. I'm pretty sure we don't actually need to do that. So if I do a test now with my normal development setup, hopefully this still works. It does. Okay. And let's copy the thing. And we'll go back here and run it. And now it works. Hey, so, and we got a leak, whatever. We have packaged now, we have a packaged kind of version here of the game. So the only thing needed to do now is to basically compress this into an archive, and there we go. Now then we get like the artifact out. Now you could, I'm kind of working outside of the build system with this. Normally with build.zig, you can do it like this, you know, but with build.zig, you can actually utilize the Zig build system's caching system to create these files, like temporary files. You can have the archive be a separate step that archives these files. You can have like a temporary, you can have like a directory that you would, instead of us trying to create this directory here, you could get a directory from the Zig's build cache system that provides you a directory where you could put these files, and then you could say these files are the outputs, and then you can grab those outputs in another step and archive those. And so that will be fully integrated with Zig's build system. But I don't know why I chose to do it like this now. It was just simpler in my mind to do it like this. I actually totally forgot about that, all that stuff. But that's something you can do. But that requires a little bit of setup in the actual build system then, in the build.zig file. So you would need to kind of, here in the package.exe file, you would have like package out dir, you would, or maybe, yeah, I think it's the like outer. So here you would have like, there's something you can do. Add write files. I think there's a way to get a directory somehow. I don't remember now, but there's a way to do it. You can have like add write files. And then you can like add a bunch of stuff here. I don't know. Get directory. You can copy there. Yeah. You can do a bunch of stuff with that, but I'm not sure exactly how to do it right now. So, but yeah, that is the proper way. That would be the proper way to do it. Like the way I'm doing it right now is kind of iffy here, but whatever. So how do we now archive this? I think that standard library could maybe have some archiving stuff, maybe. So once we have all this crap, let's try and have a step that archives this thing. Archive project. Yeah. Okay. Let's look in this. There's like zip. So there is, you can do it. I think. Hopefully. Compression method extract. Is there only extract? Compress flate. Oh, there's compress. Compress flate, compress. Okay, I've never done this here. I didn't know that this existed. Implementation is a chained hash tables used for animation. Okay, I don't care about that. Let's see what we can do here. Compress. Let's just take gzip, zlib. Okay, sure. I mean, yeah. Compress. Initialize. Okay. Cool. So let's do, I guess we need a buffer for some reason. Not sure for what, because we already have our writer. I'm not sure how large the buffer is supposed to be. deflate is a lossless data compression file format. Allocate statically 224K. Okay. Is that in the file itself? Or what? I don't know. No, that can't be true. Or maybe it can. I don't know. That's a lot though. Compress init output. We need that buffer. Container. What the hell is that? Okay, let's create a file. I guess, yeah, we need a writer somehow. So, you know what? Let's just create a writer like just to see how this works. We'll just create a stubbed writer here. So here, put the writer in the container. Oh, I see. So we just simply say it's gzip. Okay, cool. Options. I don't think we're gonna probably. No, I don't know. I have no idea what these mean. Perform less lookups when a match or least is like found. Stop when a match. I have no idea. Oh, I see. I need to specify something here. So this is the compression level, maybe. Oh, and then we have fastest, default, best. Okay, let's just do default, I guess. Cool. And this probably has... So interesting, this is weird because init usually doesn't do anything. But it seems here that it's actually going to actually write stuff. So that is kind of weird. It's like init actually is like... Because usually init is like just create the kind of the... set up the data in such a way that we can begin operations. And it doesn't actually do any operations itself. But here it actually does side effects. It actually writes to output here. I did not expect that. It writes the container header. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. And then we have to actually write, I guess, a bunch of files. So this gives us the compress thing. Do we need to... And then in the end, I guess we have a finish. Yeah, this needs to be mutable. Okay, so how do you add... How do you add files to this now? I'm confused. Wait, gzip, that's just, it's just, yeah, you just have a bunch of, a stream of bytes. This isn't really an archive, I guess. Archive. Maybe we can use zip somehow. Okay, here we go. But I'm not sure if there's, like, I don't see any, like, easy ways to use this. Find file. So end record. Right, because there's decompress, which makes a lot of sense. You can read in a file. A zip, like an archive. But I don't see a way to write an archive. Iterator, input reader. Oh, this is over an archive. Okay. Diagnostics. Extract. Yeah, it's so weird. Why is there an extract? Why is there no, like, the other way around? To do unimplemented. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna look for a package, maybe. Zig zip. Zip.zig is working on 0.15. Too bad. Archive. Um, 5 months ago, it doesn't have, no, it doesn't have 0.16. It might still work, but alright, we have a bunch of project files. Read the file. Compress. Okay, so I think this is using like the normal compress thing, maybe? Or is archive? No, archive is the module. Okay, so we get a compressed file. So it's not actually writing a zip file. Algorithm comparison. Okay, this does not show. So it's not for supporting multiple ACRA forwards formats. I mean, technically, we could. No. We have to make a proper archive. I mean, okay. I could just use an executable. I guess I could I could just use, like, I don't know, something that can zip. Do I have like zip? I have gzip. Okay, actually I have to look this up. I'm not sure if you can create like a normal zip archive. I know there's like unzip and zip probably, but I don't remember exactly. Okay, so there is zip. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna do this last step. I'm just gonna do this manually. So, okay, how do we do this? There's always like a million fucking flags on this shit. Of course there is. So zip -r. So if, let's say we go out and we zip I don't know what to call this, but let's do that for now. Out.zip. Okay, and then we have unzip, right? Unzip to okay, it kept the name of the thing. So I have to go in here, I have to do zip. Or and then dot, right? Okay, there we go. Can you like inspect? Read names? No. Fix zip file. Test. Unzip. List files. So if I do list, does it unzip? No. Okay, cool. There we go. So we have the zip file. I can now upload that. How big is it? 8 megabytes. Man, the XML file is actually pretty hefty, like 17 megabytes. Is that because it has the standard library? It has like the C standard library because it's using Raylib. It has like everything is static. So well, actually, was this the release? Whoops. I'm not sure if that was the release fast. Let's try it. Takes a while. Oh, it's done. Right. Okay. Yes. All right. And so it's done. I'm just gonna check like how big is this now? Zig out bin. Okay, now it's 3. So it's without the debugging information now. So it's like 3 megabytes. It's still a hefty amount of stuff, but I guess, yeah. Given all the shit. Wow, the Linux version is actually 93 megabytes. Holy crap. I mean, it is, you know, it's, yeah. Maybe it has more debugging information on Linux. I'm not sure. Yeah, because you can see the PDB. I think that is like the Windows debugging stuff, but is that's still just 13. I mean, I guess it's nothing compared to games nowadays. Although I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna investigate how large this entire thing is. I mean, we could just look at the zip file, I guess. Downloading 8 megabytes is not really that much, I guess, nowadays. I'm still thinking 56k modem times. I downloaded a whole CD once. Man, it took like an entire day. Wait, what the hell's going on here? Libray, lib. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, whatever. I don't care. There's something wrong with compiling Raylib with Linux in release fast for some reason. I mean, we could do like release safe. Maybe? That was weird. I've never encountered an issue like that before. I did really look at the error, but I'm not sure. I don't think I can resolve that probably. And I mean, it's probably better to do like release safe than release fast, maybe. That seems good to do. So that you don't encounter some weird, runtime bugs just because of the released fast compilation. No, it still doesn't work. Archive member is either etrel or lvm beat code. libglx. So it's like all of these different providers, I guess. have some issue here. Or Zig has some issue with them. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Well, whatever. That's not great because that means I can't compile. Like I can do, you know, optimize debug. That works, but not release. That's interesting. Okay. But then, yeah, let's do, well, we already have this one, so let's copy that. Well, yeah, that's still the same. There, kottefolket C is going down to dist. All right. So here we're gonna remove this and then zip. And then look at this. It's, yeah, it's about 5 megabytes, so that's not too bad. Okay. And let's, I'm gonna make my, now I'm gonna use Runic here. I'm gonna make a package script. Probably not gonna do different targets. We're just gonna do Windows then, because Linux doesn't work. So this would first run package with target x86-64 Windows, optimize, release fast. Yeah. That's right, I have to do all this crap. There we go. And then that is running. If this goes wrong, I'm going to exit. I'm going to say is it like, is there one called like echo error or something? Well, I'm just gonna echo 2 and this is going to be fail to package, fail to build, fail to run package script, or package tool, I guess. And then we exit 1. Okay. Otherwise, we are going to continue, and we are going to say, after that, I'm gonna cd, I'm gonna do a subshell cd into dist, and then we're going to run zip or but we can make it like, we can make it over here, or we can make it here, or we can just echo the final thing out later. Zip this. let's see. Actually, I don't think we need to do a subshell because it's not gonna affect the bash environment. So yeah, it doesn't actually matter. But we're zipping this, and we are going to zip dot. That's right. There we go. So, and when this is done, we can also do like a thing here. Fail to zip. Fail to create archive. But otherwise, we have created an archive at, and we can say that this is the out. The outer is going to be this. CD into that. And here we're creating an archive at outer slash out archive file name. All right. Okay, so that should now do that. And if we run this, yeah. Right, we'll remove this crap. There we go. It worked. Cool. So now we have this archive. And I can upload that. And I have to look up how much, like how I'm gonna do that again. Linux SSH copy file from local to remote. I've done this like multiple times before, but I can never remember exactly how to do it. SCP. Okay. So I want to copy this to somewhere. I'm just gonna do this. Guess we could copy it into static, I think. What is this? It's nothing. So we'll copy this file into okay, I'm gonna hide this a little bit because this is super secret stuff. you know what? Whatever, it doesn't matter. So it's gonna be like, yeah, so I can change the port. That's the main thing, like have a special port for this. Let's see, and then it's like this, I think. Yeah, and then it's gonna be like home. I guess path to destination. If you provide the file, exact file name, will copy there. I can do this to copy to the directory. I don't know what that's gonna be, but then I guess we have to provide a port. Oh, this has to come before. Okay, some programs are like that. Very stingy with the order. And there we go. Now we have that thing. And I'm gonna go to my website. And I can go to here. And I can sign in. I can add I don't know. Oh, so can I only have like one link? Yeah, I made this. I vibe coded this website, by the way. But it's still very limited. Like it kind of works like a little CMS here. I have this thing here, but apparently I can't actually add more of the same type. Suggestion list, no. God damn it. Because then I could add a link to the thing. I guess I could just change this out. No, but this is... Wait, what the hell is this? Action label. Add links that encourage follow-up. Look at this AI generated content here in this editor. So I will add archive or binary. I guess what is this even gonna call? Like the game download. And the link is something. Yeah. Do we do like /static or what is the URL? I forget. And then it's like just like this. So we have this game download. Will that work? No, because it doesn't exist. But where are those assets being found is the question. If I go to some other thing, for example, these images, they are being Yeah, it is /static. But I have to package it, I believe. Okay, 1 second here. No, that's... Well... It might be that I have to restart the static server, maybe. Um... No. I have to like refer to each thing that's supposed to be in the static thing, because I don't think so. The static. Start static. Start homepage static. It's an HTTP server build client. Okay. Build client, right? So I have to rebuild. Yeah, okay. Let's try building again. Maybe it will copy over the things. And start. There we go. Now we can download it, but of course, you know, when you download a zip file, it's dangerous. So, you know, but you can, what you can do if I sign out here, if you go to my, so now you can actually download the thing. I'm gonna post this in Discord as well, but you download, you go to this link and you click on game download, you will get it. So I'm just gonna double check that this actually works. So I'm going to download it anyway. Download suspicious file. And we will extract this somewhere. And when you run the game, you actually also have to run it. Oh my god, it's actually not working now. Why is it not working? Could not load JSON files. Seems to be. What? Why is it not working now? It worked before. What the hell? Okay. This. Okay, so we get the same error here. Why is it not working now, though? Well, now it's trying to load a debug scene. File not found. Oh. Oh, I see. Okay. God damn it. Package. Override. I'm just gonna not do the override thing. There we go. Now let's run package again. Okay. And let's rerun the copy over thing. But now actually I have to go in here. And yeah, we have to actually copy static in there to get the new one. All right, so now actually before that I want to just test this to see if it actually works. Yes. Okay, let me test this again. So we go over to download. I have to download a suspicious file. I will extract it. Open. Run anyway. Oh my god, it doesn't work. What? Did I not have the new thing? Okay, let's
All right.
Whoops. Sorry. Inception. Okay, let me just restart the server. I need to have a better file system thing, like a CDN or something. Okay. Now let's try this again. So we'll... Or is it because it was... Do I need to... Like, if I click this again, are you actually... Why does it not show up here? Hard reload. Download. It's blocked. Download it anyway. Extract. Run. Run anyway. Now it works. Nice. Okay. So now we have, whoops, now we have a standalone or you know, archived version of the game. You do have to kind of go through a bunch of security barriers, but you can download this demo thing here, or you can also play it on this on an older version, but it's available on on the web as well. So you can go in here, just go into this link, and it will load up in the browser as well. Although when you press space, it goes down like this. So, but and also this is like an older version. So, but now you have the latest and greatest version on this link over here. I'm gonna paste this on Discord here, because there was people who requested this, so that's why I'm actually doing this here. Click the link and scroll down to the game download button. Click it to download the zip file for the game. You probably have to press a bunch of security warnings, override buttons to be able to launch, extract to download and launch the game. Okay. Great. So that is now done. That was good because yeah, I've actually never done that before. Like never you know, shared a kind of released version of anything really. Well, if you don't count through the job, like through my normal work job, but like a personal project. So that's a kind of cool milestone. Okay. Now, yeah, so that's, I mean, yeah, that's all that I was planning to do today, actually. So I will leave it here. But yeah, thank you to the people who joined me and watched. And yeah, hope you have a nice day. And I'll see you later.